Hey, I'm Tan Vinh, and this is Seattle Eats, a food podcast from the Seattle Times and KUOW. It's a new year, and there are a whole lot of Seattle restaurants about to open. Pizzerias and more tacos. But you can expect some surprises this year, from Brazilian comfort food to French-Japanese fusion. Seattle filmmaker Tan joins me to dig into the restaurants you will want to visit this year. Plus, I'll give you tips on how to score a seat at the hottest new spots. Ready? Let's go! Hey, Seattle Eaters! Tan is in the house! Hey, Tan. Thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, Tan. Thanks for having me.
This is so confusing. Hey, Tan. And you say, hey, Tan.
I know. It's okay. Just call me Titi. That's what you say anyway.
Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to change your name. I love your first name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I should tell listeners about Tan. Not Tan, the host, who's talking to you, but Tan, my guest. She is a 2-time Emmy-winning journalist, filmmaker, and a dining companion of mine. So how was 2025 for you in terms of eating, especially with yours truly?
Eating was okay. Eating with you was incredible. Every time. We've had all sorts of different food.
But you realize in my job as restaurant critic, I have a roster of people who dine with me. And apparently they have kept score. And they are very upset with you. They're very jealous because they know which restaurants you've been to. And they're like, how come I just get to go to a taco stand that's only $3.50 a taco, and then she gets to eat like a $100 tasting menu on the Seattle Times dime?
I would say that these people don't know the backstory, and they need to know that I paid my dues, because when we first started becoming friends and eating together, more than 10 years ago now?
Yes.
You were the cheap eats happy hour columnist.
Yes, I was a drink columnist for the Seattle Times.
Yeah, and I did not drink, but I would go with you and we would have cheap eats. So it was a lot of poutine and beer food.
And bacon wrapped dates.
I paid my dues.
Yes.
I get fancy meals.
I agree that you have paid your dues. Let's say I have more than made up for you. You ate some of the great restaurants here, yeah?
Yeah, sure. So where are you taking me in 2026? Where are we going?
Well, thank you for the segue, because I have a list of restaurants that I want to hit in 2026 that I want to share with you and listeners today. My food of the year for 2026 is pizza.
Pizza? Again?
You're such an ingrate. I take you a couple of tasting menus. They're $125, and now you don't want to go back to cheap eats, do you?
I just want some variety.
Well, believe it or not, there is a lot of variety in the pizza scene now, more than we ever had before. Because pizza is a high margin item. It's high profit. It's just flour and water. Because you used to be a journalist, an Emmy award-winning journalist, I might add.
I'm a forever journalist.
Well, and you know, one of the lessons in Journalism 101 is follow the money. That's how you get to the heart of the story. Mm-hmm. And so pizza is going to be big in 2026. It's because it's high profit item, right? But I would argue that this is an exciting year for pizza, because there's so many different styles that you can get delivered to your door, for one. And two, all the big names are expanding. Stevie's Famous Pizza, they're opening their third place in Phoenix Ridge. My friend Derek's, which does the best Detroit-style pizza.
Yeah, we've had that pizza. Before they had a brick and mortar. It was delicious.
Right? Well, they're looking to open a second brick and mortar, and they're going to do New York-style pizza. And in Hillman City, there will be a New Haven-style pizza.
New Haven, Connecticut?
Yes. The easiest way to explain New Haven-style pizza is to talk about New York-style pizza. It's thinner, and it's crispier. It has more of a char at the bottom. You have that smoky sweetness. And on top, you have more oregano and herbs, fresh herbs or dry herbs, I would say. So it's a different flavor profile, but it's along the same family. That is going to be one of the hottest openings, I think, in 2026.
Isn't this a bit too much pizza? I mean, you know, you can never have too much pizza, I suppose. But I'm kind of shocked that we need yet more pizza in Seattle.
Well, you eat a lot of pizza.
I do.
For instance, right? Where do you go for a slice of pizza?
I go to my neighborhood joint, which just happens to be Mario's.
Exactly, which Mario's is a New York slice pizza. This city is littered with slice shops doing pepperoni slices of New York pizza. And it's fine if you love a New York slice, but there are so many more interesting slices and pizzas around town. And that's why I'm challenging listeners to go explore some of these new places. Top on the list, Tan, is actually in your neighborhood. Yay. It's a place called Roma. It's on 12th Avenue. It's from Forrest Brunton. He's a chef from Charleston, South Carolina. And he will be doing Roman-style pizza. Have you heard of this?
Never.
You know what that is?
Nope.
Roman-style pizza are square slices where they have these rectangular shaped pan pizza. And you just use a scissor and you cut the slices, square slices, and you measure it by the pound. That's how they do it in Rome.
I'm still not understanding why you're so excited about this particular pizza, aside from the square shape.
So, to me, one, it's a different style of pizza that I hope will catch on. We don't need another New York slice shop. I'm sorry. I would say the crust is thicker, almost focaccia-like, except it's maybe airy and lighter than a focaccia. Or another way to look at it is it's like a focaccia open-faced sandwich. And I know purists of Roman pizza hate that characterization, but it pretty much is, to me, the same thing.
Okay.
He's going to have 8 to 10 different slices. It's going to be from traditional potato topping, which is very popular in Rome. He's also going to do, I'm sure, pepperoni, because that's what people love in Seattle, along with fusions such as green curry pizza and seasonal ingredients such as asparagus, which is big in Yakima. And 2, he is going to open daily from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Oh.
And if you know anything about Capitol Hill, your neighborhood, everything shuts down at 9 p.m.
It doesn't make sense for a place like Capitol Hill, too, because there are so many bars there. So you would think that there would be more food options.
Right. With the late night munchies.
Yeah. Yeah, and not just on Friday and Saturday nights. Yeah.
Yes, on Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
And this is why it's perfect. He is going to open every day till 11 p.m., 7 days a week. We're talking slow Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And he plans to open much later once he gets things up and running. So that's why I'm excited about this place. New pizza, later hours.
Okay, looking forward to it.
Well, let me ask you, Con, what kind of restaurants do you like?
I mean, wherever you go, I'm like, okay, I'm game. I'll go.
The price is right.
Yeah.
Free lunch. But go on. But besides a free lunch.
Not always. I've been on a little bit of like an anti-hype kick, not wanting to go to the hot spots that everybody is talking about. I'm feeling very anti this whole Michelin chasing culture. I've been really big on like intimate, like when friends or somebody says, I just want you to come over to my place because my mom is making this dish, or I'm going to try this dish. Like, to me, that's kind of been my style of wanting to eat out lately. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I will make an exception. Yeah. It was raining cats and dogs the other day, and my husband and I, we still drove ourselves over to Fremont because there is a little mom and pop shop. It's called Made in House, and it's a Korean restaurant. And I love their mom's bibimbap is made in a stone pot, and it's incredible. So, and I just let it sort of, the rice kind of burn and get crispy, and the sauce options are amazing. So that is one place where I will up and drive and go there because you can't get that stone pot experience to go.
Yeah. And for listeners out there, if this sounds familiar, it is because when we had 2 Korean TikTok stars on the show, that is one of their must-hit restaurants.
Yeah.
It is fantastic. Yeah. I agree with you.
Okay. So now we know where you're recommending that we go for pizza. What else, Tan? What else are you recommending? What's restaurant number 2 on your list?
Restaurant number 2 is, to be honest, it's not my choice for one of the restaurants to look out for this year, but it is the people's choice. Everyone in Capitol Hill knows about this place. It's like the worst kept secret. The restaurant I'm talking about is called Tacos Cometa, and it's scheduled to open in March at 1620 Broadway on Capitol Hill, and actually also close to your house.
You know my neighborhood better than I do. I've not heard about this.
It's by 2 brothers, Ray and Ocio Castellum. They have some serious culinary chops, Tan. They worked at Michelin star restaurants in California and in Europe.
Fancy.
I know. You have an affinity against these things. Even though they haven't opened their taco place yet, everyone knows about it because on weekends, actually, they do pop-ups out in the streets in Capitol Hill and I think also in Fremont for the bar hopping crowd till late at night and early in the morning. And so they have been a big hit. And what's different here, it is not Al Pastor tacos.
I love Al Pastor tacos.
I know you do, but you know the problem is there are like a zillion Al Pastor tacos in every freaking street corners in like South Seattle and in parts of Capitol Hill, even like places like White Center. So I think the reason why these guys have been getting a lot of buzz is because they're doing something different and they're doing it well. They do charcoal grill carne asada. And that's just one meat. You know how like you have all these taco places that do just pork from Al Pastor?
Okay.
They plan to do just one meat, and that's beef, charcoal grill beef tacos.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Do you know anything about the price? If we're talking about guys who came from Michelin restaurants, are we talking like this is going to cost a lot of money or a few bucks?
That's what we don't know yet. And this is where it gets tricky in terms of economics because guess what? They specialize in beef carne asada tacos. Well, guess what's going up in 2026? The price of beef.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
So we don't know what the price will be yet when they open by March. But I got a feeling it's going to be dictated by what the economy is like.
Okay, good to know. I'll budget for that. And that all sounds awesome. But we've been talking about our basics. We've talked about pizza and tacos. Look, this is stuff everybody eats all the time, every day. But where are people taking risks in this city? Like trying something truly new that's not one of the staples that we all have known since our cafeteria school days?
Yeah. Oh, that's such a good question. I get this every freaking week. I kid you not. At least 1 to 3 emails. I'm not exaggerating. And they're always mad. They were saying, why do you guys keep writing about pizzas, smash burgers, Al Pastor tacos? And the reason why is because they're very popular. And the reason why they're popular is those are items that people will buy. People say, hey, restaurateurs don't take risks. But restaurateur would tell you that it's the customers who won't take risks, who won't eat chopped liver or like beef tongue tacos, which, by the way, is delicious.
I'm with you on that.
But you know what? I looked around and there's one restaurant that I think is taking more risks, is doing something that's very innovative. But the catch is we have to go all the way up to Bothell to check out this new place.
What is in the water in Bothell? All these like interesting places going there. I don't remember the last time I went to Bothell.
When I moved to Seattle, my first job for Seattle Times was to cover the city of Bothell. And I had to use a Thomas guide to find the city. And then I looked up and there was a sign that says, welcome to Bothell, except some kid spray painted the first 3 words out, B-O-T, that it says, the sign says, welcome to hell.
Ouch.
And that was my introduction to Bothell. It is a fine city to get a lot of interesting restaurants up there. And I think this is the most exciting restaurants to look forward to in 2026. It is called Ilmu. It's located in a bakery called T55 Patisseria along a strip mall in Bothell Way Northeast. It's run by, I think, one of the rising star chefs in the Seattle area, Firas Rashid. And he has cut his teeth at several Michelin star restaurants in France and in Singapore. So tell me, have you had Singaporean food before?
I have, yes. Long time ago.
You raved about this. What did you have?
Some kind of a rice dish. It was a hawker market, and it was basically like you couldn't go wrong. And I had just flown into Singapore, middle of the night, pitch black, from my hotel. I was like, I've got to have some food. The hotel people said, oh, just walk like 3 miles, you know, like in the dark through the parks by yourself. And I was like, wait a second, is that even safe? And they're like, you're in Singapore. There's cameras everywhere. So I did. I trucked over, I don't know, it was probably 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because the hawker stalls there are starting to close earlier and earlier. And some kind of a rice dish. It was amazing. And I have not had Singaporean food really since then. So it's been years.
So this is your lucky day. What he is going to do at this new restaurant, Tan, is he is going to do Singaporean-inspired street food, hawker street food that you love, but with French cooking techniques, with French sensibilities. And he's going to also do French-Japanese-inspired dishes. He's going to present it as a tasting menu, maybe 5 to 7 courses for $125.
Is that still street food then? It sounds fancy.
It is fancy. His interpretation of street food. And I hate to tell listeners this because now I can't get a seat. But although this won't open until summer, he quietly, hush-hush, is doing pop-ups on weekends.
Oh.
On Saturdays and Sunday, a tasting menu for brunch. And I did go once already. And the time that I went, it was not so much Japanese and French inspired. It was more Singaporean street food inspired. And it was outstanding. A lot of skewer meats that you will find on these hawker stands. A lot of comfort food is right up your alley. Nicely done. Very nuanced dishes. And this is exactly what you and any listeners who say that this city doesn't take risks, there's nothing new or different, this is the place you want to hit.
It begs the question, though, what's in the water over there in Bothell?
It all comes back to money, isn't it?
Yeah.
Smash burger, real estate, where you open up. It's just, it's a problem that we've talked about.
The cost of trying to be ambitious and serve avant-garde in Seattle is, it's a big one. It's a big risk that they are more willing to take by going out to Bothell. So, okay, Bothell, party town. That's where it's at.
Yes. And since we're on this theme of like food that's different or people are taking risks, can I give you another wild card? A fourth place?
If it's in Seattle.
Fine. We're going to go from Bothell back to Seattle.
Okay.
Inside Pike Place Market.
Oh, okay.
It's a place called Baiana, 8-seat counter service in Pike Place Market near where they throw the fish. The chef is Emmy Collins. She is a 2-time Food Network contestant winner. She won on the show Chop, and she beat Bobby Flay on a show called Beat Bobby Flay. So she plans to do street food and rice bowl from the northeast region of Brazil, which is where her family is from. You can expect street food like chicken croquettes and her pea fritters, but her famous dish is a seafood stew called moqueca, which I know fans of the Food Network know about because this is the dish that she beat Bobby Flay in his own show.
This is great. So here's the thing is that, and I time restaurants I go to and try to make sure that I go before you publish something about them. But these new places are really hard to get into. So just some tips for people this year as they start to put these spots, hot spots on their list. How do they get in? What are some tips?
Well, you have to think like a food writer, which means you have to eat the early bird special. If you want to hit all the hot restaurants in the city, get used to eating at 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. when doors open. There is no way around it. You just have to eat when people are still at work, if you can break away. So that's the first thing. Number 2, sit at the bar. Because even though reservations are all booked, seats at the bar is open seating. So if you go early and avoid Friday or Saturday, you can usually always score 1 or 2 seats at the bar, because I know I do. And 3, I would say every restaurant that open, they won't announce it, but they have a soft opening, sort of a trial run.
Yeah.
But they'll tell their friends and family, or they'll post it on Instagram. So any restaurant that you like that's opening, look at the Instagram. They might announce the soft opening date where they do a dry run. And 2, if you DM them and ask about soft opening dates, they will usually tell you if you ask, because they all do this. And I should be honest, I never go during the soft opening. I think it's a disaster because the staff is still training. The food, you're basically a guinea pig. It's like, this is the first time they made it and you're tasting the dish.
Yeah.
Is it good? It could be better.
Well, but I think we do need to also warn people too, though, that soft openings are designed to be soft openings. They're working out the kinks in their system. So as customers, I mean, people should be patient and be aware, right? Just go into this with self-awareness.
It's like you're a pro at this. I mean, you should have your own show on KUOW podcast. Have you thought about that? I say that because for listeners out there, KUOW and NPR, Tan had a podcast, Second Wave, and I begrudgingly mentioned this on there because I'm so jealous. It is so good. I encourage listeners to listen to this. Second Wave.
It was a podcast that we did so long ago. It was about what happened to all these Vietnamese refugees after the war and sort of a continuation of the Vietnam War story.
And I should add, on my show, I've talked so much about Vietnamese food, but the best Vietnamese episode is actually on your show where you talk about pho.
Oh, we should do a follow-up on how the price of pho has shifted and changed and how it says so much about Seattle and cheap eats, what is and isn't cheap eats. Yeah.
I'm game.
Okay.
You got to come back with a tease.
I would love to come back.
Well, Tan, great first name, by the way. Thanks for coming on the show.
It's been an amazing few years of eating, being one of your partners in Eating Crimes. And please continue to let me tag along with you.
Oh, of course.
Thanks for having me, friend.
That's it for today. We have a list of all the restaurants we talked about in the description of this episode. Thanks for listening to Seattle Eats. The show is a production of the Seattle Times and KUOW, part of the NPR network. You can support Seattle Eats by investing in the local newsroom and the specialized beats that make the storytelling possible. Want to catch every episode on Seattle Eats? Hit the follow button on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, NPR, or wherever you listen. If you're enjoying the show, why not give us a rating? It helps other people discover us. Seattle Eats is produced by Brandy Fullwood and edited by Jim Gates and Trevor Lensmeyer. I'm Tan Vinh. See you next week.